Hello, my name is Mark Koshwitz. I'd like to welcome you to Shoreline Music Monthly. I think we have a pretty good show this month. We're going to have the return of Cabinet of Curiosities for the two of you that missed that last month. We're going to feature a little-known musical oddity from the late 20s called the Rolmonica. I'm quite excited about this month's guest. I have with me in the studio right now the official Connecticut State Troubadour, Ms. Kristen Graves. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I know what the State Troubadour is, and I'm sure many of the folks out there do, but for the few who might not, could you give us a little insight on how one becomes the Connecticut State Troubadour?
Yeah. Well, the State Troubadour title, it's really just an honorary position. You act as an ambassador for the arts throughout the state. And then when you're traveling outside of the state, you act as an ambassador for Connecticut. And so I've gotten to do that. I was named the Troubadour in May of 2013, so I'm about 6 months in, and it's been pretty great so far. And to apply to become the Troubadour, you let them know kind of what your resume is, where you play, how many shows a year you do. You get a bunch of letters of recommendation, and you have to write a song about the state. So that's kind of the biggest part, I guess.
Not too much rhymes with Connecticut.
No, nothing rhymes with Connecticut. It's actually the worst state to have to write about. I feel, if you look into songs that are about states, there's a lot about Texas. There are a lot of songs about like Alabama and things that are very musical sounding. And no,
Connecticut's not one of those.
No. Constitution state, nutmeg state, nothing. They don't throw you any bone.
Now, is this a yearly thing?
It's actually 2 years. Your position is for 2 years. And so I started in May of 2013. I will be until May of 2015, and then they'll name the next person.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that they have chosen well.
Oh, thank you.
Perhaps we could get you to play the song that you wrote to become the State Troubadour.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Bright-eyed and 22 with nothing but a dream or two, I came out here, packed my life up in my car and drove with my guitar. Thought maybe I'd stay here, but I made other plans when love came rolling in. So here I am, in city days and city nights, friendly neighbors walking by, in the summer sun or winter nights so cold. Stone walls, country green, endless covering of trees. That's Connecticut calling me home. Days turn and years go by, and I still live under this same sky as time keeps racing on. Maybe 20 years from now I'll sail another coast somehow, moving on but never gone. 'Cause this is where my life turned into me and who I am. In city days and city nights, friendly neighbors walking by, in the summer sun or winter nights so cold. Stone walls, country green, endless covering of trees. That's Connecticut calling me home. When I'm walking alone on the beach, through the country or crowded street, summer, winter, fall or spring, this is where I sing. city days and city nights, friendly neighbors walking by in the summer sun or winter nights so cold. Stone walls, country green, endless covering of trees. That's Connecticut calling me home. That's Connecticut calling me home.
Hello and welcome to Cabinet of Curiosities. This month we're going to be looking at the Rolmonica, a true musical curiosity. It was invented by a James Leroy Banks in Baltimore in the mid to late 20s, combining two somewhat popular musical instruments of the time, the harmonica and the player piano. Be hard pressed to find two more different items to combine, but that's what he did. It utilizes a specially designed harmonica that is slid into place in the case that plays actually the same note no matter which way air is passing through it, as opposed to a normal harmonica where the draw notes are different than the blow notes. This plays the same note whichever way the air is passing, which allows it to do its unique thing. Now inside is where it gets interesting. If you open the clasp here and part the shell, you then can see the Rolmonica roll. Much like a player piano roll, it has holes cut out where it will allow air to reach the harmonica placed behind. You drop a fresh roll in the top, you run it past the harmonica, thread it onto the take-up roll, and then when you blow into the Rolmonica mouthpiece and turn the crank, you change the notes that are played, in effect, playing whatever song is on the roll you've just loaded. And an interesting side note, the Rolmonica was one of the first commercial uses for a material known as bakelite, which the case is made out of, and was the predecessor to plastic. If you've ever seen an antique phone, most likely it was made out of the same material. As for the popularity of the Rolmonica, there were literally hundreds and hundreds of different song rolls created, and there was a follow-up model, the chromatic Rolmonica, which had 16 holes as opposed to the 12-hole variety here. So there must have been some interest. It was targeted basically at folks who did not have musical knowledge but yet still wished to play music. So there certainly was a market for that, I'm sure. And unlike the exploitation that was the ukulele, check out episode 1 of Shoreline Music Monthly at VSCTV.com. Shameless plug, but if you're curious about that, this actually was able to be played by folks with no musical training whatsoever. All you had to do was be able to breathe. I found an amusing bit of ad copy in a Popular Mechanics issue from 1931 So they were still being advertised into the 30s, and I found it somewhat amusing, so I wanted to share it. The Rolmonica in the ad was described as such. Small in size, fitting in your pocket, yet mighty in its finger-tickling, toe-tingling tune power. Those marketing guys. But so I guess now it's probably time to unleash some of that toe-tingling tune power and give you a taste of the Rolmonica, again, which requires nothing more than being able to breathe and turn a crank. There were many, many songs to choose from, none of which I was really readily familiar with. So I chose the U.S. Field Artillery March, and then it goes something like this. And there you have it, the Rolmonica. Thanks once again for joining me on Cabinet of Curiosities. And remember, if you can coax a sound out of something, you could probably play it. I'll see you next month. All right, I am back with Connecticut's official state troubadour, Kristen Graves. One of the things that we've been trying to highlight on this show a lot is some of the wonderful things that musicians get themselves involved in. I've been trying to promote some of the local charity things that are going on that musicians are involved in. You, young lady, are exactly what this is all about. You are so involved in so many things that if you could maybe just take a minute and just maybe a little treetop type of thing and let our folks know exactly what you've got going on, because there's a lot.
Yeah, well, basically, I mean, for a big umbrella explanation, I have my own political party called the Just Be Nice Party. And
they should try that, those
you should
politicians.
Try it. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Actually, I don't know if politicians are invited. I think it's for humans only. And so, but what it is if you go to KristenGraves.com, you can click on the Just Be Nice link, and it's a huge list of local small nonprofits that are doing great things. And so,
wonderful.
A few of my favorites, obviously, you know, my husband has an organization which is called Simply Smiles, and I do a lot of benefit concerts and things with Simply Smiles. And then there's another local nonprofit right in Fairfield, which is where I live, down in Fairfield, Connecticut, which is called Operation Hope, and they work to end homelessness and hunger in Fairfield and throughout greater Fairfield, and they're doing a really fantastic job. And then probably my other favorite is called Emerge, and they work in the Bridgeport area, and they work with survivors of domestic violence. They're really amazing. But on that list, I mean, there are great nonprofits throughout the country, because luckily, you know, as a musician, I get to tour and travel all over. So I hear about amazing programs that are happening, you know, in Tampa, Florida, and you know, Green Bay, Wisconsin, and so it's really great to be able to kind of shine a light.
And we actually met at a benefit in Milford, and that was. I believe that was something also sponsored by Simply Smiles.
Yeah,
was that
it was,
as well
it
for
was
the
to
youth
help
group?
a group, exactly. It was to help a group of kids earn money so that they could come out and volunteer with Simply Smiles on one of our projects, which is on the Cheyenne River Reservation in South Dakota. So yeah, it was pretty great. And you know, I try to stay involved with as many projects as I can, and if I can't be involved, you know, hands-on, I guess, or boots on the ground, then I at least try to let people know about it and pass the word along. You know, I have a lot of great fans, family, and friends, and they're all really compassionate and wonderful people who want to know where they can help and what they can do. And so if you can pass that word along, it's a really powerful thing. And
it is, and that's what we're trying to do our little part here as well.
It's awesome.
So I think this show is about all that, but it's also a lot about music.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we need another little Kristen Graves break here and get a little more music for y'all.
Yesterday, she's so poor, doesn't even have a name, but mom and dad, they love her, just can't feed her or her brother. Hunger like that, you can't even pray. Young black man on the streets of Chicago, Mom and Dad are wishing he'd come home. He could always see their faces, and he could sing like an angel. 2 shots rang out, so we'll never know. I'm singing for hope, I'm singing for life, I'm singing for change tonight. And you can tell me that I'm wasting my time, but someone has to keep hope alive. Little boy living on the prairie, here's a story of when the West was free. And he's too young to think it, but with one last broken promise, he says, would the world even miss me? So I'm singing for hope, I'm singing for life, I'm singing for change tonight. And you can tell me that I'm wasting my time, but someone has to keep hope alive. Oh, someone has to keep hope alive. Well, what can I do from my lucky side? I can barely write down a song. Well, I can take just one stride, pull their hands in mine and hold on. So I'm singing for hope, I'm singing for life, I'm singing for change tonight. And you can tell me that I'm wasting my time, but someone has to keep hope alive. Oh, someone has to keep hope alive. Yeah, yeah, oh, we are gonna keep hope alive. All right, so this is the theme song, kind of, for the Just Be Nice party. This is called Dear Mister. Dear Mr. Congressman, I'm writing you today with so many questions I hope that you can say. You're working hard, I'm feeling really tired after actually doing something today, because I can't take it anymore of your breaking down. No, I won't take it. So put away your pride and get working. Dear Mr. Senator, I'm trying to understand why fear and hate are the tools of your command. Maybe this year you'll make less of a mess and actually callous your hands, because I can't take it anymore Mr. President, during your campaign, I thought you could start the sun and stop the rain. Well, please stand strong and please work hard, and I'll do the singing for change. Oh, I'll sing la da da da, la da dum dum dum. Oh, I'll sing la da da, la da dum dum dum, because I can't take it anymore of your breaking down. No, I won't take it. So put away your pride and get working, yeah. Just put away your pride and get working. Oh, put away your pride and get working, yeah. Just put away your pride and get working.
And I am back once again with Kristen Graves, a very busy young lady. You have quite a calendar of events. If you want to share maybe with our viewers
Yeah.
some of the cool things you have coming up.
Oh, definitely. I actually wrote down a list just to make sure that I wouldn't forget anything. But I have some really cool fundraisers coming up that I'm pretty excited about. So the first one is on March 9th, which is in Greenwich, Connecticut. And it's called a Food and Folk Concert. And basically, my friend Gabby, who grew up down in Mexico, comes to these events, and she cooks this amazing Mexican dinner. And then I provide a folk concert, and people pay tickets for dinner and the concert, and then all that money goes to Simply Smiles.
Food and music.
I know. There's
works for
nothing
me.
better, right? Especially when it's like authentic Oaxacan food. It's pretty amazing. And then we have two events that are both for Simply Smiles as well, and they work to raise money for the Simply Smiles summer program. And those are both called Keep Hope Alive, which is after my own song, which is also entitled Keep Hope Alive. And one will be in Norwalk, and it's on March 22nd, and the other will be in Deep River, so right near where the studio is, and that's going to be on April 4th. And then the most exciting, well, I guess, I don't know, an exciting thing is that this summer I'm going to release my newest CD, which I'm pretty psyched about. So it's going to be my first full album since 2010, so I'm pretty excited
Very
about
cool.
that. And it's going to tie in with this program that they've been working on through Operation Hope, which is one of my favorite nonprofits in Fairfield. They have a 100-day campaign in which in the next 100 days they're going to be able to end chronic and veteran homelessness in Fairfield, Connecticut, which is
A worthy goal.
really amazing feat. So the concert is going to kind of be like a celebration and, you know, icing on the cake, a little bit more fundraising to make sure that all these folks have the support they need to hopefully live a really great life in an excellent shelter. So
It's wonderful stuff you do.
yeah, oh, thanks.
That, I guess, is going to wrap it up. But of course, as usual, we are going to make sure that we get our wonderful guest to perhaps give us a soundtrack to go out on. So thanks again for joining me on Shoreline Music Monthly, and we will see you again next month.
So this is the River song. It's going to be on the new album, which will be due mid-June. So this is called the River Song. Down to the river is where I can find peace and comfort, and hope can shine. Down to the river is where I can go. The rushing water soothes my soul, soothes my soul. When the day is too long, beauty pushes me on, glide down the stony bank. No more worries today. Down to the river to tell me what I know.
is where I can see the grace in struggle.